Alright, here we are, Math 1 students. So, taking a look at this, we have a worksheet that has multiple days on it, okay? So, when you're doing this, we only do one day at a time. Today you're going to do day 1. So you should have already done day 1. We don't do day 2, 3, or 4 yet, okay? So when you're done with this, and you have the guest teacher lets you want to put this in our drawer so that you can keep it for tomorrow, okay? Because we're going to go through those days, and then what we'll do after we're done with all those days of practice, we'll have a quiz on with this same type of problem, okay? So you should have already went over this. If not, have the guest teacher pause it, take a few minutes, and try out this problem. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Now, I didn't ask you to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So when we look at this, we've got the variables on either side, and we got numbers. So we want to get the variables on the same side. Now, we could subtract 7x from both sides, or 2x. I prefer the 2x because it's smaller. Now, remember that subtraction property of equality tells us we can subtract that 2. That would give us 0, which adding 0 does nothing. So on the right side, we're left with negative 10. Okay. On the left side, 7 minus 2 would give us 5x minus 5. Remember that 7x is as if there were 7 x's here, right? And if we're subtracting 2 of those x's away, that would leave us with 5. It's also the reason we can't combine the 7 with the 5 or the 10 with the 2. Okay. Now the next step is we want to get the constants on the same side, so x is all by itself. So I would add 5 to both sides because that's the opposite of minus 5. We can do that because of the addition property of equality. That would give me 0. That additive identity property of 0 says that that means nothing. So I'm left with 5x on the left side. Negative 10 plus 5 wouldn't be negative 15. It's negative 5. If you didn't know that, use the calculator. Okay. Now this 5x, I've seen people try to do this, subtract 5 from both sides. But what does 5x mean? It means you have this many x's, so it means repeated addition, which is multiplication. So the opposite of multiplication, the inverse operation, is division. By the division property of equality, if we divide to both sides, that becomes 1x, which is just x, because of that multiplicative identity of 1, which I'm not writing those down to keep it a little smaller, but just reminding you. Negative 5 divided by 5 is negative 1, so our answer is negative 1. Okay. Now, if we weren't sure if our answer was correct, what could we do? Well, we could take our problem, and instead of x, we could substitute negative 1 in for x. And then we'd see, is this right side the same as the left side? That's what it should be. 7 times negative 1, negative 7. Negative 7 minus 5 is not negative 2. It's negative 12. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. 10 plus a negative 2 is negative 12. Are they equal? Yes. So that answer is correct. All right. So now take a second and put these in the drawer so we don't lose them, because on tomorrow you'll be taking a look here at day 2, solving that one, and we're just practicing the same process. Okay. So tomorrow we'll deal with day 2, put this away, and get ready for the next thing.